It was a bad day at the office for Arsenal at Liverpool, of course. Then, if you like, back to normality against Bournemouth.
Yeah.
But is this an altogether different test for them?
Chelsea away, even when you're playing well, is a tough game. If Arsenal were flying, they'd still be going to Chelsea knowing it was a tough game. But when your confidence is a bit low and you've just taken a hiding the week before, all right, 2 weeks before, the Bournemouth game will help them. Just put that to bed.
That's the point I was trying to make. Will that really have put it to bed, what happened at Liverpool, or was that almost...
The thing is, away from home, they lost at Stoke, didn't they?
Yes.
They've lost at Liverpool. So you kind of separate home and away. I used to, in terms of my own head. You expect to play well at home and get on the ball and make things happen and win more than you lose. That's the way I kind of felt. And away from home, you've got to be bang on it straight away, because usually a team will have a go at you because you know the fans expect them to. And they'll be a bit wary going away again, thinking, hold on, do we do this and protect for a while, which I've never seen them do, or do they just play their normal way again, whatever their formation is, and just try and outplay the opposition? Because tactically at Liverpool, they didn't have a plan. There was no tactics there. You can't play like the way they did and expect to win games anywhere in the Premier League, never mind at Liverpool. But Chelsea, with the players they've got, I mean, if they leave the spaces they did for Hazard, or Willian and Pedro at the weekend. Yeah. But football's not like that. I criticised Arsenal, but I'd give them no chance in the cup final, and then they all performed really well and they won. So they've got quality. Mm-hmm. Can they produce it against the big teams in the Premier League? More often than not, no is the answer, if you look at the last 3, 4, 5 years.
If Chelsea go about with any intensity, they'll blow Arsenal out the water. They'll blow Arsenal out the water. This game could be over in the first half hour.
Is this Sunday a repeat of the FA Cup final? Everybody expects Chelsea to do what Chelsea does and Arsenal to fade in the way that Arsenal do, or their familiar failings. But once again, as Danny said, Arsenal could cause a surprise.
Of course they can cause a surprise.
You just don't see it, do you?
I just don't see it.
Very different circumstances as well.
This is not this is not an FA Cup fight. Arsenal, to be honest, all right, Chelsea were favourites, but it was sort of, if they won the FA Cup, it weren't too bad a season, which it still was. Mm-hmm. It still was, but it was their little get out, where Chelsea have already won the league. They've already had that.
Won it too early, really.
Yeah, I agree, because by the time they got into the final,
they'd had the celebrations, they'd taken a foot off the gas. Subconsciously you do it, I would imagine, if you win it that early, because you've got 2-3 weeks before the cup final. Yeah. You kind of just fall down, and then to get yourself back up, and they started the game sloppy, and Arsenal were well up for that. But Arsenal have got to have a show reaction. They've got to be able to soak up pressure and not capitulate. You have to, against the other big teams, in a spell in a game, you're going to be on the back foot. You can't always be on the front foot. And they have to... Excuse me, they have to be able to dig in. I mean, Chelsea do it well. And when their game at Tottenham the other week, they were on the back foot and won. Because they fight, they defend in numbers.
But all teams do. The teams that win stuff, win leagues, all can do that. There's periods in the season you're not going to be able to play the way you want to and be on top of teams. You've got to be able to see out games at times. You've got to be able to see out a game for 20 minutes, half hour, where you're back's against the walls. You've got to see it out for the present moment, and then hopefully then you can kick on from there.